All right, what advice would I give to someone who wants to get involved in YouTube or Instagram or X? Truth is, I'm the wrong guy for that. I don't have a big enough following on any of those platforms to listen to me as the expert. What I am the guy to listen to about is building systems and starting companies, because I have done an absolute crap ton of that. And when it comes to YouTube, I do use the same process I use for all my other companies to get my YouTube business off the ground, and it's definitely growing. So what I want to share with you is, what are the tools and systems that I use? Because I run 7 companies full-time. I do not have time to be a full-time content creator. And so my views is, how do I get good content, interesting content, engaging content out without spending all my time and without jumping a ton of money? Because I knew that YouTube wasn't going to make money on its own for a while, so I didn't want to make a huge capital investment. Let me walk you through the tools I use and the processes I use to make good YouTube content and grow a channel in my first 5 months. Here's what I've learned. I'm going to share it with you for free. We are going to start out by opening a website or downloading an app called Descript. Now, Descript is going to open like this. And when you go into Descript, you're just going to go over to a new project and you're going to record your video project. Once you get into there, you're just going to say record. You're either going to shoot straight to camera, like this shot you're seeing right here, or you're going to shoot straight to camera with you in the corner, and you'll see yourself on the screen. Click one of those two. Just sit and record. Make sure you have a mic. Make sure you're in some decent lighting. That can get more or less complicated. On this shot right here, I have an orange light here that kind of makes this side of my face a little lighter. I have a purple light here to give myself some contrast and some shadow. I have a blue light behind me that makes this nice blue glow. You can do any or none of those things. The reason that my shot looks so different is because I have a transom of windows here. 1, 2, 3, 4 windows. 5, 6, 7, 8 windows. I'm actually looking at 8 windows because I live in nature and I love where I live, and that's not going to change. So set your lighting up however you want. I've got a couple lights around me just so the shot looks a little more three-dimensional or a little more dynamic. You can do any of those things or not any of those things. When you finish recording, all you're going to do is hit the stop button, and it is going to drop your video. I'm going to use the last one I just barely completed. It's going to drop your video right into a finished video file. I just finished putting my touches on my Let Me Save You Thousands video, where we talk about taking your car to Firestone Tire, paying for a diagnostic, and that being something that guarantees you don't pay thousands in unnecessary repairs. That video is going to come through like this. The reason I use Descript is because I am not a professional editor. Okay? I don't know Adobe Premiere, Adobe Acrobat Pro, CapCut. I'm new to this. I'm an entrepreneur, for heaven's sakes. Editing video is not my specialty, right? So what this software does is it takes the video you've shot and it uses AI to generate the text for your video. Let's look at this real quick together. The same problem come to me twice. And I just decided to hop on and make this one of my... What's wonderful about Descript, we pay, I think, $200 a month for Descript, but that's with all the uploading and ins and outs we do from Descript. We do a ton of work on Descript, and in all candor, this channel would not have been possible without a tool kind of like this. And so the thing I like about Descript is you can edit the entire thing with the same commands you would use in Microsoft Word. For example, if I really like this piece of the conversation, $1,000 and one of those was $15. All I have to do is copy and paste. And now that same piece of video has copied and pasted and is now the first part of my video. One of those was $1,500, and both of them did not resolve the problem. Now, so all you have to do is copy and paste. If you don't like or a this or a that, all you do is highlight and delete. Now you can get more technical into that. You can open this up and you can look at all the break bars, and you can drop lines, and you can delete segments, and you can do a lot more technical stuff. I'm not a professional editor. And if you're new to doing YouTube stuff, you might not be a professional editor either. And it might be good to get a couple videos under your belt so you can start to get this ball rolling and get better over time and take how to use Descript better and how to use CapCut. Maybe I want to do Adobe Premiere Pro, right? And over time, you'll get better and better and better at this. But today, quick and dirty, get your point out, get your point across. Descript is invaluable when it comes to that because it makes it easy to edit. For example, I don't want that piece of script that we just put in the beginning. All I have to do, just like Microsoft Word, Control-Z, bam, back to the way it was. Now, if you are new to the channel, let me give you a brief walkthrough of what we do. This is an entrepreneurship-based channel, but I try to share as much good knowledge as I can. My experience building between 17 and 30 companies, depending on how you count. If I was to start anywhere on the channel right now that you might think is interesting, I would actually start right here with Trump's Tariffs Explained. I own a bandage company. We manufacture in China and we import to the US. So the day after Liberation Day, I walked through all the intricacies of how Trump's tariffs would affect us importing from China. It's a really interesting video. It affects our product cost, building supply chains, how we price our product in the market, how those prices would have to adjust, how tariffs really express themselves for the normal consumer. I tried to even take it a little bit broader with my financial services background. I spent a decade in financial advice, advising on like $300 million. I tried to even help understand how it's going to affect national security, foreign relations, looking back on how the first Trump tariffs worked over time. It was a really fun video. It was a really cool video and it got a ton of views for our channel. Plus, I think it's maybe the best video that I've seen from anyone explaining how tariffs work and how they're affecting the economy and why they're so nebulous to put your finger on. If you're ever interested in Turo, hey, this guy's going to explain kind of every single detail from the mind of someone who's started a bunch of businesses, not just one business, and from the mind of someone who's advised on a bunch of wealth, not just his own wealth, and who's, grown a couple $1 million businesses, lost it all, grown it all, lost it all a couple of times. In this video, we discuss why gold isn't actually a very good retirement asset. It's become kind of US standard financial advice that, hey, if you're concerned about inflation, just buy gold. That's terrible retirement advice. I don't care what anyone says. My firm, Bedrock, has bought over 5,000 pieces of single-family residential real estate. We talk about why single-family residential real estate is fundamentally a better retirement asset than gold is in every way, shape, or form. That's actually those two videos. This one, we're rehabbing a $1 million property. We're putting about $1.5 million into it. We're letting people watch start to finish. This one's just some more financial advice. What if rates go down? What if I'm sitting on the sidelines waiting to get into the real estate market? One of our properties that we oversee for one of our Bedrock investors got shot 67 times. As you can see, the channel's not just this one thing you're watching. It's not just entrepreneurship, right? It's all the different aspects of 7 different companies that I own. It's different overlays of the decade I spent in financial advice, advising on over $300 million. This channel is me trying to give as much good information as I can for free to do some good in the world. If that interests you, please do like and subscribe. It helps in every way that we need to grow the channel, to get more good done out in the world. Thank you guys so much. With that being said, let's go back to the thing you clicked on. Maybe I want to do Adobe Premiere Pro, right? And over time, you'll get better and better and better at this. But today, quick and dirty, get your point out, get your point across. Descript is invaluable when it comes to that because it makes it easy to edit. For example, I don't want that piece of script that we just put in the beginning. All I have to do, just like Microsoft Word, Control-Z, bam, back to the way it was. All right, you can very easily go into Descript and press enter and record a new section. You can very easily use AI to overdub your speech. I never do that. What I do an awful lot is I use these AI tools over here, right? Because I use the words, you might not know this, but I use the words and as my brain pauses, when my brain is, generating what I want to say. Now, I don't do that as much as some people, but everyone has words that their brain just defaults to when they're loading, when they're rendering, right? Mine are uhs and ums. So you can go up here to the AI tools and remove filler words. You can go to all filler words and remove every single one that it thinks is a filler word. For example, I say like a lot because I speak like a valley girl or something. I say right a lot because that's the way that I finish my points when I'm teaching people and making sure that they are still listening and we're still engaged and we understand. It will give me all of those, and I will deselect and say, no, I kind of like the way I speak. I don't like having so many uhs and ums, so I'm going to select my uhs and ums and I'm going to delete them. I've already done that in this video, that's why you don't see any, but I think there were 20 uhs and ums in an 18-minute video or something like that. All right, with that being the case, we edit the video as much as we're going to edit the video. We get it to look right. We make sure it has an intro. We make sure it has an outro. We make sure it's in pretty good shape, and then we kick over here to export, right? We update the thing, and then we just download, all right? That will get you to a point where you have a video basically edited and editing into MP4 format. All right, it's going to export at max resolution. It's going to export as good as it can, and then you're going to be sitting on your desktop. I have a folder full of YouTube videos here where we are doing all sorts of editing for all sorts of stuff that we've got. I have a folder full of videos here where we're doing all sorts of editing for all sorts of stuff. All right, we are shooting video all the time. You just take one of those and you upload it directly to YouTube. Now in YouTube Studios, if you have a YouTube Studio membership, you'll understand this already. If you don't have a YouTube Studio membership, go ahead and get one, they're free. I don't think we pay anything to upload to YouTube. All you do there is let's put these side by side. All you do there is click on the Create button up here top right. You upload a video and you're just gonna drag and drop. All right, you're going to drag and drop your video that you've created that's been edited in Descript right into YouTube videos, and it will start uploading those directly into videos. It is going to ask you for a title, for a description, for a thumbnail. Let's start with those three. Number one, we do all of our thumbnails in Canva. All right, as you can see, I have a very simple Canva template that we've made that costs like 30 minutes. We took a whole bunch of stock shots of me making a whole ton of different faces, and we just put the same stuff in every single one. We had a consultant when we first started this channel, and they said, hey, you just want to find a brand that people will recognize when they see you. Me on the right side, text on the left side, yellow and white on a gray backdrop. That's my brand. Now, whether or not we stick with that long term, that's another question entirely. But you can use Canva for that. Or you can download a program called vidIQ. Now, vidIQ will give you some ability to do quite a few other things. Before we get into vidIQ, let's talk about titles and descriptions. I go back to my Descript, and this is one of the reasons I like Descript so much, because Descript has the entire text of the entire video. All I do is I copy all, and I copy and I paste that into a ChatGPT that I have created. I have a custom GPT that basically says, hey, I want you to go through this script and I want you to find me 10 catchy titles, 10 catchy 10 catchy title description. Let's just do that together. So I go into a custom GPT that I've built, but you could just go into ChatGPT and say, hey, analyze this script and give me 10 titles, a description and 10 thumbnails that you want. Remember, what you're gonna need is already on YouTube for you. We need a title, we need a description, we need a thumbnail, right? So those are three things we need. So we're gonna go back in here to ChatGPT and say, hey, I need those things. This YouTube title and script is a custom GPT that I've built for this one thing. I only ever use it for this one thing. It knows exactly what I'm after. All I've got to do for this is to plunk my text in there and hit go. It will analyze my text because I've created a custom GPT, but you can just give it this prompt, like, hey, analyze this script and give me these things. And it says, hey, here's 10 options for a thumbnail that might be catchy. Here's 10 options for a title to your video that might be catchy. Here's a description. Here's a strong contrary opinion if you want to get out there and really make a dynamite strong contrary opinion in the beginning to really, to really juice up your beginning. I don't love those. I like mine being more au naturel. I may change those over time, right? 10 contrary beliefs, something that really gets the internet talking or maybe ups my engagement. I don't know. And some keywords, right? ChatGPT gives me all of that in less than 5 seconds. All right, so I look through that and I pick the ones I like and I put them on a little Google Doc, and then I go through and I create my YouTube content. Now, if you don't want to go to Canva and develop your own brand, which I'm not even sure is the best way to do it, that's just the way my consultant told me to do it. I think they know more than I know about this. What you can do is you can go in here and you can just pick your, pick your scripts. Let's go left and right here. All right, so here on the left, I've got my YouTube video going up. I've got a video of me talking about a house that I have never once put up in a million years. I'm not sure I'm gonna, because it was kind of crap video, crap audio, whatever. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna see what young YouTube said. Oh, mechanics hate this hack. Cool. I have vidIQ installed, just a free plugin, a free service that I just use. What vidIQ does is it looks at your stuff and it rates your titles. So it's rating that one an 88. Mechanics hate this hack, all right? And I might look at the ones that I like the most and just see what vidIQ thinks. So at this point, how many softwares am I using? Number 1, I'm using Descript to shoot it. Number 2, I'm using Descript to edit it. Number 3, I'm uploading directly to YouTube. And number 4, I have vidIQ actually helping me judge some of these things and look at what works, what doesn't work, and that's free, right? Don't trust your mechanic until you do this. Let's say that's the one I want, right? And then I just go down the list and I see it's got my description here. I'm just going to copy paste my description directly in, and then I go down here, my strong contrary opinion's good. Let's say I don't want to do Canva, all right? Let's say that Canva, it's just beyond me, I don't want to go do that. I can just let AI auto-generate me some stuff. I can say, let's auto-generate 3 things. YouTube is smart enough, and YouTube has enough AI involved that it will go through and just create 3 thumbnails that it thinks match basically what you're saying in your description or in your video. I'm not sure where it gets that data, to be candid. 1 second. It's thinking. While that's thinking, I'm going to move that over to the side. I use one more service, and it's called Opus Clips. Opus Clips, you're going to take that same exact video link that you just uploaded to YouTube, that you downloaded from Descript, and you're going to drag and drop that here into Opus Clips, and you're going to give Opus Clips some very basics as far as what you want Opus Clips to do. So let's go through here and we'll just drag that same video that we're never going to use over here and drop it. It is going to upload into Opus Clips. Okay, and what Opus Clips does is it looks through the video with its own AI and it tries to find good pieces, right? It tries to find pieces you like and that you will like. And so, for example, after you upload it, you're going to get one of these files right here, which is my file that's like, hey, saved thousands of dollars by using this Firestone trick. I just barely uploaded that today. Okay, so it's going to upload it into Opus Clips and it's going to say, what do you want here? Sure, just use a typical AI, just make it kind of look like that, right? Do I want to do a gameplay? What type of, what do I want it to look like, basically? What type of template do I want it to go off of? I like my videos to be slightly on the longer side, and so I always say between a minute and a minute and a half, because I'm wordy and I tend to make kind of big, long, rambling whatevers, and because I have these big, long, rambling, complicated explanations of things, I typically want the little pieces still to be long enough to encapsulate some thought. And so I usually do a little bit longer. You might do a little bit shorter. I keep them less than 3 minutes so they can upload to all the short channels, this, that, and the other, just different short channels, right? With that being the case, it's going to kick you out to here in your Opus Clips. Now, Opus Clips costs some money. In all candor, it is so little that I don't even know. It may be $15 a month. It's just not that expensive, all right? It's going to kick you out to this, and it's going to give you all of these clips. Now, this was a 10-minute clip, right? Just on saving money by using Firestone Tire, and it's going to kick these out. It has already named these. It has already given these descriptions. It has already hashtagged these. Let's see what one looks like. 2 different people have come to me in the last week and they're having car problems. And both people have taken their car to a trusted mechanic. 2 different people have come to me in the last week and they're having car problems. And both people have taken their car to a trusted mechanic, and the trusted mechanic has said, hey, you need to do this. And so I'm going to look at that, and I'm just going to glance at what it covers. He was becoming a mechanic horse, right? Like they don't know what's wrong. And so they both... I love that. I know what part of the video it was. I just shot the video. I'm ready for that thing to go live. And so what I'm going to do is just click publish on social. Now, Opus Clips, you can connect directly, as you can see here, to my Facebook, to my Instagram, to my TikTok, and to my YouTube Shorts channel. All I've got to do is click it and say, hey, that works. Now, in this situation, I actually want the video, I want all of these things to refer to the main channel, because the truth is the main channel is what I'm building here. The longs is what I'm building here. I want people to find the long channel. I want them to subscribe to the long channel. Everything else in this equation, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, TikTok, those are all in service of the long channel. If I start catching major traction somewhere else, I may start focusing effort somewhere else. But the truth is I don't have time for that in my life. I own 7 companies. I run 7 companies, and I just don't have time to become an expert at all of this at once. And so everything is kind of just flowing towards YouTube right now. May change in the future. I may get better at this. I may hire more staff. But for right now, I'm trying to help you understand what's the simplest way to get a good video up on a couple different platforms with minimum editing. So let's go from there. So we go there and we just say, okay, I've already got this video up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into this video. Ooh, it disappeared. Okay, I'm going to jump into this video and I'm going to take the actual code and I'm going to put it in front of those videos. If you've ever come across me in any of these other pieces, not YouTube longs, but if you've ever come across me, you will notice the full video is always in the front with an explanation. Right? There's always the full video link, so you can easily say, oh, that was an interesting concept. I wonder if there's more of that. And you can just go straight to the full video. There's probably a way for me to get the thumbnail changed on this. In all candor, I don't know how it is yet. So my channel is full of me making a bunch of stupid still frame faces. And that's just how it's going to be for now. And I'm going to accept that perfect is the enemy of great, and I'm not out to make this perfect. I'm out to get some really good information across about how to save money on your cars and do some good financial advice and some good stuff. With that being said, all you have to do on Opus Clips is say publish, and it will automatically publish to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and my YouTube Shorts channel with the touch of a button. And then, while that's publishing, it'll take a minute or two. You go back over to your main channel, you make sure this is all filled out the way you want, and when it's all filled out, you say, nope, it's not for kids. You answer a couple simple questions on YouTube, you leave everything else static, and then you say save, and it kicks you to the next, and to the next, and to the next. For example, this video, I'm not gonna be able to show you, but I used the one, let me save you thousands thumbnail here, and then I used 2 that were auto-generated with that auto-generation. I think the one that I was showing you earlier didn't work because the video didn't have a couple of things that it needed. I just rushed this to kind of walk you guys through the process. So again, let's go from start to finish. Number 1, open Descript, record what you want. Number 2, watch Descript. Do the edits you want. Do the AI to take out your ums, shorten, I use that Descript AI editor to remove my filler words, and I use it to remove word gaps. I shorten all word gaps to 3 seconds. After I remove those 2 things, I look through the whole thing. I watch the whole video once, maybe twice, right? I take out the things that I like. I put the intro where I want it to be. Maybe I don't have a good intro. Maybe I don't have a hook that even I like. I'm not a big guy at making a big, huge hook. But I go through and I make sure it's in as good a shape as I want. As soon as you're done, you export the video. As soon as you export the video, it drops directly onto your desk or to your video files, wherever they are. As soon as you do that, you open up your YouTube Studio. You create a new video. You drop it in there. You use ChatGPT to help you get some basics, your title, your video title, your description, all that good stuff, your keywords. You go back, you plug all those into your YouTube video. Bip, 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 bip. You let it generate you some thumbnails. Awesome. You publish that video, it is done. You jump over to Opus Clips, you drop that same video into Opus Clips, it cranks you out a whole bunch of interesting clips. You watch those one by one by one. If you walk into a Firestone tire anywhere in the country, sorry Utah, you don't have any. You look and make sure it's good. You make sure that it's content you're still happy with, that it still makes a point that you're going to be happy with. As soon as you've watched that content and you're happy, all you got to do, you can watch it from this main page even. Anywhere in the... You just click on the publish. You make sure all of these are clicked and active. You make sure they're all linked. You're going to have these accounts to do this. But you go in, you link them. It's really easy. You add an account, you put in a password, you're there, right? With that being the case, it's going to propagate all that up. It's going to give you descriptions on all of them. You copy and paste, hey, view full video here. You push publish, right? And that is the entire start to finish process of putting up videos like I've put up. I put up almost 60 videos in the last 5 months. And how am I putting up stuff on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube? And how am I editing all this? And how am I recording all this? It's with these simple tools. Descript, YouTube Studios, ChatGPT, Opus Clips. And that's it. If you've ever wanted to make YouTube videos, I think there's a huge value in it. I watch YouTube content all day long, and I love cool creators, and I've enjoyed being a creator on this platform. I hope and pray this helps you in your journey and that you're able to see some of the pieces behind the scenes to make this work for you. If this is useful, please keep coming back. I'll try to give as much good knowledge as I can for free. Love you guys. Have a great day. All right, after watching that and editing it and thinking through what I'm trying to get across, I think if you enjoyed that video, out of all the videos on my channel, you'll enjoy Built a Turo Fleet Fast. 1 year and $250,000 spent on Turo. Was it worth it? That's a walkthrough of me building a completely different business, and a walkthrough of kind of how I decided to take my risks when I built my 23 car Turo fleet in Charleston, South Carolina, what I was doing every step along the way, how I was thinking about it, how I mitigated my risks as I got in. That's actually the most popular video on the channel right now, August 1st of 2025. That's got like triple the video views of everything else. So if you're interested in building a Turo fleet, or if you're just interested in my thoughts of like how I cracked the problem of starting another company, again, I've started between 17 and 30, depending on how you count. If you're interested in that, Built a Turo Fleet Fast, 1 year and $250,000 spent on Turo. Was it worth it? That's my recommendation. I'm going to put that right here. Love you guys. Catch you later.